happens when there's a marketplace of ideas and all denominations say pretty much the same thing? Well, you innovate. Welcome to Beyonce Mass. This should be interesting.
Those in the bondage of racism, we need
I'm at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, California. Hundreds of folks are going to come here to witness the Beyonce Mass, bringing together secular music and a religious message to tell a story of empowerment for particularly women of color, but for anyone who happens to sing praises to the goddess herself, Beyonce.
So religion has reached a new low in society. They now have to piggyback off of secular ideas in order to appeal to the masses. I guess this is better than trying to remix secular music?
I'm gonna go to church, only got 20 minutes to the service. I saved the puppy, gonna tie my money, I'm an awesome Christian.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, I just don't even know what to say anymore. Is nothing sacred?
Here we go.
So I now understand that dancing ridiculously and singing in church is not confined to religious music. Apparently, it's the church that allows the Spirit of God to flow through you. The music doesn't matter.
First thing, I could never love you. You sound like a witchy bitch, yo. Fuck you. But if I did, I'll probably show you that I care by taking all these other motherfuckers out of here. I go through your phone book and whack them all. If I get tested number one, I'll break his fucking jaw. What? Anyone who looked at you will have to pay. I'll be blowing fucking nuggets off all day. I grab your titties and stretch them down past the waist.
If you didn't know who that was, that's the Insane Clown Posse, a Christian rap group. Yeah, pretty awesome, huh?
I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving.
Yo, I'm out of breath because we sang Beyonce in church.
Yo, dog, I'm out of breath because I'm laughing so hard at whatever you just said.
Church! Holy cow!
We do have a community that is youthful and loving and looks to the world as a partner, not an enemy. So if that's new to you, I hope it's good news. God actually loves you.
What can you tell me about the progressive nature of Grace Cathedral?
Look, it's not that progressive because they're still worshiping a deity. And just because the priest or whatever looks cool doesn't make it any more progressive.
A lot of the people who show up tonight are people of color, LGBT people, people on whom other people's narratives have been projected. And I mean, just to be honest, the church hasn't been the best about lifting up those voices.
No, it hasn't.
No homos will ever be allowed on this church as long as I'm the pastor here. Never!
It really began as us saying, how can we actually be the people of God that we hope to be in the world?
And Beyonce is the perfect passage to get that message out there.
Honestly, I think Beyonce is a better theologian than many of the pastors and priests in our church today.
Wow, at least somebody is telling the truth. But you don't find that to be a problem? An international celebrity is a better theologian than many of the leaders in your church.
That is not an exaggeration.
According to a recent Gallup poll, Catholic church attendance has gone down nearly 40% since the 1950s. But tonight's Beyonce Mass is set to draw crowds in the hundreds. And though I don't consider Beyonce to be a religious symbol, like some of her most ardent fans, there's no denying her strong use of religious symbolism throughout her music and performances, paying homage to everything from female African deities, the Last Supper, Black Madonna, and the Virgin Mary herself. I spoke with Reverend Yolanda Norton, Beyonce fan and organizer of the event, to find out where the idea came from to mix Beyonce with the Bible.
The event was born out of a class that I teach called Beyonce in the Hebrew Bible. So I walked them through this process of thinking about how the music of Beyonce helped us have conversations about Black women and how we worship and our spirituality.
The spirituality that was forced upon you to have so that you could have Sundays off from picking in the fields? Right. You know, many people in the military all of a sudden became spiritual during basic training to get a break from training.
Through how you analyze a song like Flaws and All for your students.
She has this ambiguous audience, right, in the song. Maybe it's Jay-Z, maybe it's her fans. But I love it when she says, you know, I'm a train wreck.
I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm a bitch in the afternoon.
Right?
I'm a bitch in the afternoon.
Every now and then, without warning, I can be really mean to you.
Right.
I can be really mean toward you.
Whoa, this is some deep shit right there. Straight from Jesus to y'all. I feel like that all the time. Maybe it's just human nature, or a side effect of the society we've constructed.
Toward you.
So what we do in the worship service is we make that about a conversation that we would have with God.
Oh, fuck. How did I not see this coming? Why not a conversation with your spouse or dog? Why are you treating Beyonce's lyrics as if she's a prophet? Could it be because people know the Bible is shit?
Do you imagine that as a prayer to God? How many
don't know why you love me.
And that's why I love you, right?
So I guess this is the consequence of teaching kids to use their imaginations.
I neglect you when I'm working. Yep, we all do that, right? So it's really about naming Black female spirituality is embodied in that song.
The Lord be with you.
Also with you.
Lift up your hearts.
Them up to the Lord.
We live in a world where a mostly male church debates whether or not women should be ordained. But Jesus chose Mary of Nazareth, a woman of color, and another woman of color, Mary of Magdala, to be the prophet of the resurrection. So what is very clear to me is that God is a lot more comfortable in trusting his power and authority to women of color than the church is.
Yeah, you know what's clear to me? That we live in a world full of people who believe in the resurrection of Jesus. Yeah, a world full of stupid.
Time and time again, why Beyonce? I believe that she reminds us that sometimes you have to do your thing your way. You don't do it on demand. You don't do it for your oppressor. You don't sing when they want you to sing. You sing when God tells you to sing. Never give them your song.
Pretty sure she does it for the money. And maybe a little bit of artistic expression. But mostly the money. Which can also be a god.
Beyonce didn't become Beyonce on her own. I'm not standing in front of you because of anything that I've done. I'm here.
Nope, you did nothing. Those puppet strings are attached firmly.
I got no strings to hold me down, to make me fret or make me frown. I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me.
World, the Daisy Washingtons of the world. These are women whose names you'll never know, but Black women who fought to their core to make sure that there was a better tomorrow for those who could stand in front of you and say, as a Black woman, I am created in the image of God, and I am here to change the game and make the world a better place.
Yeah, not while being a slave to ideology. You're not gonna change anything.
For those in the bondage of patriarchy, we need.
I'm unapologetically a minister of the gospel. I am unapologetically a biblical scholar. And I am unapologetically a Beyonce fan. And I don't feel like I need to apologize for any of those things.
No, but I'll apologize for you. I apologize to all future generations that have to deal with this bullshit. I'm sorry we have not thrown off the shackles of religion. There, I did it for you. You can thank me later.
I think that Yolanda's sermon of knowing when to hold on to the hands that are next to you and stand tall and to not give up, those are messages that are not exclusive to just a woman of color experience. Those messages are necessary for everyone, and to use Beyonce and her music as a platform to bring people into the church to hear the message was truly, truly powerful.
Why does it have to be in the church? Why not in the middle of the street? Why can't we just love each other without having it to be around this invisible God? Why do we need a reason just to be humans next to each other. If this is the future of trying to recruit people into religion, I can tell why extremist ideologies seem more
Who
appealing.
made us proud to be white? None other than Clayton Bigsby. That's it. White power!
Everybody have a lot of things to discuss, mainly niggers. America's at war with Al-Qaeda, but we're still losing the war against Al Sharpton.
The Asian community was a target as well.
Let's talk about Chinese people with their kung fu and all that silly chang-chang-chong talk. I can't understand you. Go back to your country, white power.
Mr. Bigsby was also critical of the entertainment industry.
Don't let the liberal media tell you how to think and feel. If you have hate in your heart, let it out. If you don't like Will and Grace, that don't mean there's something wrong with you. It means there's something wrong with Will. He's homosexual.
Politicians weren't spared either.
White power. Colin Powell. Conolingus rice. Conolingus rice sounds like a Mexican dish. Maybe we should put her on a plate and send her to Mexico so the Mexicans will eat her. White power. Just open up your heart and let that hate out.
Show us your face. We want to see your face.
Who said that? You want to see my face?
Clayton, go on, brother.
Do you want to see my face? Don't be afraid, Jasper. We're talking about don't be afraid. There is cookie and punch for us to enjoy, and we can meet, talk about white brotherhood. Thank y'all for coming. White power!
Mr. Bigsby was not harmed that night, but irreparable damage has been done to his reputation and in many ways the white power movement. We're told that in the last few weeks he has accepted the fact that he is a black man.